right, y'all. Rick's Smiley Morning Show is Talking Out Tuesday. Y'all help me welcome our therapy expert, licensed professional counselor, Yunetta Spring. Good morning.
Hey. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing this morning?
Man, we blessed. Happy to have you this morning. I know we about to get into a lot of stuff for this Tuesday.
You know, we've been on this mindfulness all month, and last week we talked about being mindful of your moods and emotions, and this week I want to talk about being mindful of your environment. So it's spring. We're getting into this spring cleaning, and, you know, sometimes we focus on cleaning things out, decluttering and everything, but I want to talk about how we can be more mindful of cleaning mentally. When I think of spring cleaning, I think of sorting through things that no longer serve us, that been sitting around collecting dust. But I really want us to look into how we can start decluttering our mind, because that is just as important as cleaning out our physical spaces. Research supports that our environment really impacts our mood. And I know you all probably can relate to that in terms of like a messy, chaotic space just causes us to feel stressed or anxious and things of that nature. I know, Rickey, you can relate to this because you like to keep things orderly and organized. And decluttering and clearing out our space can really help impact our mood in terms of feeling better. I was able to contribute to an article for CNBC last week, and it was Make It Work, and it was just talking about how our meaning behind our work environment has changed and shifted a bunch since the pandemic. And, you know, one thing I want listeners to be thinking about with this mindfulness is really looking at what serves me, where do I find meaning, and what isn't serving me. And that really allows us to look at what's happening in my body, how do I feel, what's my state of mind, you know, what types of things am I putting in my mind, or am I focusing or ruminating on. And if you recognize that there is something that you're thinking about, or there are environments that you're in, or there are people that you're around that are draining you, that don't contribute to your mental health or to you feeling like you could be the best version of yourself, it's time to spring clean, right? And it's time to eliminate some of those things. Yes. Is there anything in particular y'all are like being intentional about eliminating out of your life right now?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's clutter. You know, I throw things away. I had to set boundaries from doing shows, comedy shows, to have people bring stuff. And then because people don't understand when they bring stuff, that's an attachment. That means that I got to answer, I got to say thank you, and then keep in touch, and then you send something else, and then you give other people the address or comedy club information to send something else. And every attachment has an attachment, and those attachments have attachments. And so I had to say no to gifts, no to cards, no to T-shirts, no to cupcakes, no to everything. Because I just like a clean break, and I like to see people when I see them without the gifts, because it's draining, and you can't keep up with everything and everybody. You accumulate stuff that you don't use, and your house look like an episode of Hoarders. So for me, throwing stuff away and just not accepting gifts is a real blessing to my life, and they give me the space. Because when LeBron shoot the ball, he take a step back to create space so he can shoot the ball. But if he don't take a step back to create the space, then he gonna get his shot blocked. And then when Moses, you know what? Go ahead. The spirit is high.
But you give a good point, Rickey, because you're talking about like people are bringing you things, right? And you're trying to figure out what to do with it. But that happens sometimes with people bringing you information that and now you have to figure out what do I do with this information? You know what I mean? Or people bringing you their energy, or people bringing you their drama. So you have to be mindful of, you know, what is draining you, and when you can, like you said, step back. You know, I know you joking and stuff, but that, you know, step back and set those boundaries and say, no, I can't. Right. I don't have the capacity to receive this. You know, this does not fit with, you know, how I have my space organized. So that's something I want the listeners just to be encouraged and to pay attention to. You know, how can I clean out and clear out my space? You know, some ways to focus on on spring cleaning mentally is to what we've been talking about all month. Practice mindfulness, practicing gratitude, and moving our bodies. Okay, the weather is getting better. You know, get outside and move your body. I heard something the other day, and it said, oftentimes we have a moving mind and a still body, and what we need to have is a still mind and a moving body. Wow. Right? So you got to flip those around.
No, you know, I will be honest about this. I cleaned up my apartment like 2 weeks ago, and I have been keeping it clean. When I come home, honey, I put my shoes back in the same spot where I got them from. Because, in my bed, I may not make up the bed, but I spread over the spread. As soon as I walk in my apartment, I look straight in my bed, and you see the bed all cluttered and stuff. And I was reading something the other day, and somebody said something, and this is so true. Single people like myself, I have the remote control, the radio remote, the telephone. I have all that in the bed with me, you know, and stuff. But now I'm trying to get that better, and it really feels good.
And every time you roll over, BET commercials on. Every time you roll over, a damn commercial. Emu, emu.
All that damn ceiling fan come on. The ceiling fan light come on, and it scared a mess out of me. I'm like, what the hell? So, you know, but
put them on the nightstand, Gary.
But then you got to
Gary, you told, and then you still tuck your pillows and flip the comforter set back over the pillows like in the older, like my auntie Brenda do.
Yes,
when she make up her bed.
They don't do that no more.
My auntie Brenda do. My Uncle Herbert's wife.
Y'all, listen, y'all take care. Y'all clean up y'all mental space.
Go to springboardcounseling.org. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show.